guys, so I know that custard buns are a lot of people's sweet dim sum favorite, and the filling is really amazing because it's usually made with actually salted duck eggs, so it's kind of like a little bit salty, and then as well as like this sweet custard as well. So I've actually been playing around with an awesome vegan recipe, and I think that you guys are really going to love it. The bread is super fluffy, and the filling is just gooey and custardy, and it just has all of the right flavors that a custard bun should have. So I'm super excited to show you guys the recipe, so let's head over to the kitchen and then let's get started. Alrighty guys, so let's start off with the filling mixture first. So I have a really nice combination of this is a teaspoon of garbanzo bean flour followed by 1 tablespoon of custard powder. I have 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. Recipe is going to be all down below, and then 2 tablespoons of powdered sugar. And the heat is not on yet. You just want to mix everything together up until it's nice and combined before you add any of the liquid. Alright, so here I have about 1/4 cup of coconut milk, and because this does have a tendency to get lumps, you just want to do a little bit at a time first until it gets no lumps, and then pour in the rest of the coconut milk mixture. Now, the heat is still not on yet. You just want to make sure to get this guy nice and smooth. So now I'm going to add in 3 tablespoons of coconut oil, and this is just going to keep the filling nice and smooth, and even after it gets thickened by the custard powder. Some of you guys might have seen this before at the dim sum, but the fillings can get kind of hard and starchy, but with the coconut oil it's going to stay nice and smooth. So at this point I have turned the heat up to a medium, and I'm just going to cook the mixture for about like a minute or so, up until it starts just to thicken up like so. So at this point I've turned the heat off, and I'm adding in my last addition of 1 tablespoon of earth balance. Now this is kind of the tricky part. Sometimes the earth balance has a tendency to kind of separate with the mixture. If this happens, whisk really quickly, or just bring out the electric mixer or a blender just to get it nice and homogenized like so. Okay, so now I'm going to line a small muffin tin tray with plastic wrap because my ice cube tray broke. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 1 tablespoon of the custard into each one. And this recipe only makes 3. I think the bao recipe makes 16. So if you guys are looking to make more and then freeze them afterwards, you should definitely make a little bit more custard. So these go into the freezer 2 to 3 hours up until they get nice and frozen, and then it'll be really easy to fill these baos afterwards. So this recipe is from my general bao bun recipe. I'm going to link that up there, and then I'm going to link it down below. So basically at this stage you could do whatever you want with the bao buns. What I'm going to do is obviously fill it with the custard. So I'm doing that method where I only roll the outer edges so that the middle is a little bit thicker, and I actually want it to be this way because I want to have more bread and more bao on like the tops and the bottoms of each of these custard buns, just so that it holds in the filling a little bit better. And sometimes you want things to taste a little bit breadier versus having, just a really thin layer of bread surrounding this. So I'm just crimping the bottom part just like I do for my dumplings. You guys can actually just seal it whatever way that you want. With this method though, it does give you a little bit more bread on the bottom, like tops and bottoms like I wanted to. So just basically seal it and then put it into a steamer that is lined with some parchment paper that you've cut out. So here they are, all nice and pretty, and you want to give them a final rest for about a half an hour until they get, nice and relaxed before you're about to steam them. So after 30 minutes, I am actually just going to brush a small coating of water on the baos. It kind of helps them like steam and puff up, but also have like this nice shiny coat on the outside. So this goes into the steamer basket. You can see that there's actually a nice healthy steam going. I'd say about medium-high heat, and these get steamed for about 12 minutes up until, well, you'll definitely know the boughs get like nice and big and fluffy. So here they are. They actually grow so big because of the baking powder and the baking soda that's in this, and it's just like nice and fluffy and steamy boughs. They are so good. Now normally I know that most baking recipes recommend that you let the baked goods sit for a little bit. I actually recommend that you guys eat these guys right away, straight out of the steamer, because you can see how nice and gooey and soft and yummy that filling looks. I really do think that the garbanzo bean flour aids this a lot because it makes it a little bit savory and a little bit sweet. And if you guys have ever seen the texture of really like real custard buns, it's kind of like this kind of curdly texture like so. But these guys came out so well. They were so good, and I can't wait for you guys to make them. Anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed this recipe, and as usual, if you want to see more recipes like this, remember to hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see you guys again next time. Bye!